So guys, in this case, I know the men are going to be roasting me. That why do you think that only men cheat? There are also women who cheat. Yeah, I'm going to come for women after. Men cheat much more than women. In 100 women, you might find just maybe 10 who cheat on their partners, but in 100 men you might find 25 or even, let me say, 50 might be cheating on their partners. Yeah, so that's why I want to talk first about men, and that for women is going to come after. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're tuning in for the first time, I'm Jocelyn, Binwi, a content creator based in Douala, Cameroon. Guys, in today's video we are going to be talking about some of the reasons why I think African men cheat more than men in the Western world, and we are going to be talking about how to deal with a cheating spouse. If in case you find yourself with a cheating spouse or a cheating partner, how do you handle the situation? Yeah, and some of the mistakes you should not make if you find yourself with a cheating spouse or a cheating partner. Disclaimer guys, these things I'm talking about is from what I have learned from maybe my little experience, from what is happening in the society, and from what I have seen around me, yeah, happening to others. So please don't come here and judge me. If you have your own points why you think African men cheat and how to handle the situation, just drop them in the comment section. Yeah, but before we go ahead guys, I'm just going to quickly share this story I screenshotted from my Instagram on the screen so that you guys can read and see what women are actually going through before we continue the video. Yeah. The first reason I think African men cheat much more than men in the Western world is because, you see, in our African society there are no reinforced laws or serious consequences on a man who gives birth to children here and there, yeah, who has many children with different women. Why? Because in Africa, I don't think we have something like child support as people in the Western world have. I don't think there is any African country that has reinforced laws against men who have children here and there. Like for example, in America there is child support. They have child support, and other countries abroad there is child support whereby if you, a man, you give birth to many children with different women, you're going to be, once you make your money at the end of the month, they are going to cut almost all of that money and give to the mother of the baby to support the baby for the baby's upkeep. Yeah, meanwhile for us in Africa it is not like that. A man can have as many children as possible with different girls, and he's not going to take care of those children, guys, and there is no law. There is no reinforced law, and I don't think there is any serious consequence on him. And you see the parents, the mothers of the kids are going to be the ones struggling, taking care of the kids here and there, and he's just going to be feeling him free, dating other women and things like that, sleeping with other women, having many more children, because he knows that there is no serious consequence on his behavior or on his acts. Yeah, and the next thing I'm going to talk about guys is that there is no serious consequence on divorce on men here in Africa like men in the Western world. You see, if you get married to a white, guys, if you get married to a white, and let me say you get married to a white woman and she finds out that you're cheating on her, oh my goodness, she's just going to go straight, she's just going to call for the police, and after calling for the police she's going to follow her legal actions. She's going to divorce you, because they don't take any shit like that. They don't take any shit like us African women. She's going to divorce you, and mind you, every money that you're working, every money that you're generating, you're going to be paying her money. Especially the worst one is, even if you guys have kids together, you're going to work your entire life for that woman, guys. And so I believe that this helps men in the Western world to be more cultured, to be more conscious of their acts than African men. So African men, you see, they are just loose, they are just free, they go ahead and they do whatever they want to do and get away with it. That's why they tend to cheat a lot, because if there were laws that are really followed, like they do in the Western world, I'm sure that most African men, especially men in Africa, they are going to control themselves. They are going to have some self-control as to how they go around sleeping with multiple women. And another thing, you see, divorce laws in Africa do not really favor women like in the Western world. In the Western world, oh my God, if your wife is taking for divorce, you have to be begging her, guys. You need to beg her, because once divorce is finally granted, you're going to lose a lot, you're going to be paying a lot, you're going to be losing a lot of income. For example, I have one of my we have one of our family friends who was in America. Imagine he got married, late. He got married at the age between 45 and 50. Yeah, so he got married to this lady, and I don't know whatever happened, and then they had a divorce. That man had to leave. He had to relocate to another country because it was not moving. He was there. While he was there, all the money that he was working, he was going he was going to the mother of his children and for the children and things like that. And he would never earn anything. There was no way for him to even say that he's going to invest back in Cameroon. And then you can imagine that at that age you're working, the little income that you're making, you're just it's just going like that, just going, and you're even unable to invest for the future. Yeah, so he had to relocate to another country. So I think that in Africa, if we would have had these laws, and even if the laws are there, guys, they are not really reinforced. And then another problem that we have in Africa is that our lawyers, our divorce lawyers, guys, they are not really serious. Some of them are not really serious. Once you go, let me say you file in for a divorce, once the man is cheating on you and you finally make up your mind to file in for a divorce and things like that, they don't really, the man might end up giving them some money, bribing them with some money, and they are going to do it in a way that the decision is not going to come out in your favor, in such a way that you're not really going to get what you're normally supposed to get. Yeah, so divorce laws in Africa do not really favor women. And the next thing I'm going to talk about, guys, is that African women, right? African women are so cultured. We have been trained in a way that we are so cultured, in a way that when our men are cheating, yeah, when you're in a relationship or maybe you're married to a man and that man is cheating, the only thing you're going to be thinking about is, oh, I don't want to lose my relationship, I want to take care of my kids, I don't want to leave my kids, I don't want my kids to suffer. Yeah, it's really good. But in a case where it has taken you to an extreme, in a case where you see that your life is at risk, guys, you need to take your decision. You need to make other decisions. Yeah, you don't need to stay like that and risk your life for nothing. So that is one of the reasons that encourages our African men to cheat, because they know that once they cheat and then they come back to their wives, they are going to forgive them, and they are still going to continue to live with them. They are still going to continue to love them. Yeah, and things like that. So that is one of the reasons why most of our African men cheat more than men in the Western world. In the Western world, you cheat on a lady, you cheat on her, and especially if you're married, she's just going to go ahead and divorce and file for a divorce because she knows what she's going to get in return, which is not really good, guys. I'm not advising you guys to go ahead and file for a divorce. So no. Divorce is not really something that we should always consider. Yeah, but in case what is happening has taken you to an extreme, if it's costing your life, then you need to go ahead and take decisions like that. Yeah, for your safety. Our safety is very. The next thing I'm going to talk about, guys, is that African men, they are not busy like men in the Western world. You see, they say an idle mind is the devil's workshop. African men, they are not really busy like men in the Western world. They are always working, taking care of their kids, because they don't even, to pay for a nanny there, guys, is very expensive. So they tend to take care of their kids most of the time, and then even they have to pay for a nanny, it's just for some few hours, and they end up, their life is always busy. Either you're doing this or that, and their standard of living is high, such that you spend a lot of time working and taking care of your family. So they don't have that time to be spending on other relationships other than their spouses and things like that. Meanwhile, for our African men, they have that time now. African men have that time. They'll go for meetings, they'll go for enjoyment, they'll go to the club all the time. We're not saying that men in the Western world they don't go, but it's rare. They don't go as often as we do. Yeah, so you see, they are more exposed. Our African men are more exposed to other women, yeah, and things like that. The next thing I'm going to talk about, guys, is also the polygamous form of marriage in Africa. The polygamous form of marriage in Africa is really encouraging our men, our African men, a lot to leave their spouses and run after other women, because they know that they can always, even after a man is legally married only to one woman and they have signed monogamy, you still find most of them going after other women, and some of them even end up getting married to other women traditionally and things like that. And maybe even if you go ahead and file for bigamy in the court, and if you're not careful, if that man has his money, he's going to influence our corrupt legal system, and you see things are not going to work in your favor. So you see, this our polygamous form of marriage is really encouraging our African men to run after other women a lot, to cheat a lot. These are just my points, so this is just from my view. You know that in this life we don't need to live for too long to experience everything. Sometimes we learn from other people's experiences. We just sit and look at things and look at our society, and we learn from what is happening around. You see, African women, we don't know how to fight for our rights. We don't know how to fight for our rights. We need to stand up and fight for our rights, guys. We need to stand up and fight for our rights. Okay, after all of this, we are going to move on to some tips. I'm going to share with you all some tips on how to deal with a cheating partner or a cheating spouse. Number one is that, guys, please, if your spouse is cheating or your partner is cheating, please don't go ahead to fight the lady he is cheating with. Please don't go ahead to fight the lady. That is so diminishing. The person you're supposed to fight with is your spouse and not the lady he is cheating with. Yeah, if you're married to somebody or if you're dating somebody and you find out that he's cheating, don't vent your anger on the lady he is cheating with. The person you're supposed to vent your anger is your spouse or your partner. That's the person who owes you any explanation whatsoever. And then the next thing, guys, is that if you're to deal with a cheating spouse, right, don't go ahead to blame yourself, because I know that most of us will always think maybe we are not dressing well, maybe we are not looking nice, maybe we have done this. Don't blame yourself for another person's wrong. A cheating man is a cheating man. Let me tell you, if a man really loves you and he finds out that maybe you're not dressing well, or maybe you're not doing something well, you're not doing something right, he is going to sit you down, talk to you, tell you that, okay babe, see, I'll really be happy if you're going to adjust this. He's going to say it in a loving way, not in a rude way. He's going to tell you, babe, please, can you adjust this, can you work on this, can you, yeah, that's how we do to grow in relationship. There is no perfect relationship out there, guys, and there is no perfect partner. So if you're with a man who is cheating and you want to be blaming yourself, then you're being too hard on yourself for nothing. You don't need to worry yourself, because if somebody loves you, that person is going to help you to work on whatever is not going. One thing that you shouldn't do when your spouse is cheating, guys, is to revenge, to cheat back. You can revenge in another way. I don't know, any other way that you can do to vent your anger, you will do it. But to cheat back is so, it destroys your integrity, it destroys a lot of you, even your emotions and so many things, because that kind of satisfaction that you get from revenge is very temporary. It's not something that is going to last for long, especially if you're not that kind of woman who is used to sleeping with more than one man. Yeah, so if your spouse is cheating, please don't revenge by cheating back. There is one of my friends that she caught her boyfriend cheating on her. Oh my god, she took, once she met the guy, right, she took the guy's phone, very nice phone, she would break it on the floor, the phone that he is using to communicate with the girl. So she threw the phone on the ground, very expensive phone, and the phone just got bad like that. Yeah, so those kind of things are better than cheating back, because your self-esteem is very important, your integrity is very important. It's better, if you really want to revenge, if you're really so angry and you want to revenge, do something else. Yeah, and please don't kill, don't kill, because there is still life after that. Don't kill, please, because this life is very important. This life is just one that God has given. If you're only suspecting that your spouse or your partner is cheating, be very careful how you go ahead to attack them about that. Once you're not sure, you're not really sure, you don't really have evidence, maybe somebody just told you something, or maybe from your suspicion, though I know that women really rely a lot on their instincts, and their instincts work a lot most of the time. Yeah, you don't need to go ahead and just attack your spouse by just mere suspicion and things like that, because you might just be suspicious about something which is not actually what is going on, and you might end up instead destroying the trust that maybe you people have been building over the years in your relationship and things like that. Yeah, so we have to be very careful. Next thing, guys, is that we should mind who you share your story with, mind who you share your problem with. You can, because once you're in that state, right, you become very vulnerable, and you can easily listen to wrong advice, and you might find yourself doing something which is not really good for your relationship. Another person might give their own advice based on their relationship, and you're just going to go ahead, since you're in that fragile state, and you're just going to go ahead and and pick it up and maybe apply it on your own relationship, and it's instead going to spoil everything. Always take your time. If it's that you people should visit a counselor, you visit a counselor. If you're sharing your problem with another person, it should be somebody who is going to pray about it, somebody who is going to give you good advice about it. So we should be very careful where we get advice from and who we get advice from, guys. Yeah, if you even need to visit your pastor or even like a counselor, you visit them, so they are going to give you the best advice. They are going to talk to you guys, they are going to see how to solve your problem. And anybody who is giving you advice based only on your story, be very aware of that, because I believe that to solve a problem you need to bring the two parties together, the two people who are conflicting, and hear the two sides of the story before you go ahead to make any decision, before you go ahead to give them any advice. Yeah, so we should be very aware, because at that stage we are very fragile to a lot of things, and we might end up instead destroying everything that maybe we have been working on. If your spouse cheats on you, it depends. Maybe some people never actually meant it, maybe it was just a mistake, maybe they were in a particular state where they were out of control, where they were out of self-control. We can go ahead to forgive them, guys. There is no sin in this world that is unforgivable. We can go ahead to forgive them, but it shouldn't be something that it keeps reoccurring a lot. It shouldn't be something that is becoming a norm. It shouldn't be something that is becoming too frequent. Yeah, because if it becomes frequent, that means you are already losing respect in that relationship. You're already losing a lot. And you're even putting your life at risk, because the cheating partner can bring in illnesses, sexually transmissible diseases, that you might pick it up and you end up losing your life, and your children are going to suffer. So in that case, when it's becoming a lot that it's out of our control, or our life is already at risk, then we need to go ahead and fight for a divorce. Guys, this is all what I had to share in today's video. I hope you guys are going to enjoy it, and please, if you haven't yet subscribed, do be well to hit the subscribe button and turn on your notification bell, so that once any new video comes in, you get a notification and you watch. Thank you, and see you guys in my next one.